The first day of summer vacation. How do you envision it going? You want to make sure you hit the beach. You want to see your friends. And there's a superhero movie coming out that you can't wait to see. Planning a vision for your entire summer may seem overwhelming, but in reality, you may only plan a few activities and spend the rest of the time playing video games, going outside, staying up late, and sleeping in. But now imagine having a vision for an entire country's future. Okay, that's a big task. Today we'll begin Unit 2, Visions for the United States. The unit is organized to help you answer this unit's essential question. How have different visions for the nation affected the development of the United States? Each lesson will feature a lesson essential question, which will serve as a stepping stone to our unit essential question. Today's is, what makes the visions for America complex? To help us answer our lesson essential question, we'll be answering these guiding questions along the way. What perspectives contributed to a vision for America? What topics and time periods will we use to frame the vision for America? What skills and themes will we use to help us answer our Unit 2 essential question? Let's go, historians! So what do we mean by a vision for America? In the context of this unit, a vision refers to an ambitious but realistic plan for the future based on goals and values. Often these visions have been shaped by different perspectives, or points of view, that competed with one another and required compromise. Think about your vision for summer. It embodies your past experiences and future goals. Why do you want to go to the beach? Because you love the beach! Plus, you want to get better at surfing. That's a goal. Why do you want to hang with your friends? Because you care about them, and fostering friendships is important to you. That's a value. But there are other people who have input in your life. A trusted adult may have planned activities for you during summer break, such as a family trip, chores, babysitting a sibling, or summer camp. If you have a job, your boss gets to call some of the shots. It was the same during the Colonial Era. Diverse groups had different experiences, goals, and values, making a unified vision difficult to create. Take a minute to brainstorm. What groups of people had a presence in British colonial America? If you're stuck, just think back to Unit 1 for a hint. How many did you come up with? Let's compare, shall we? First, we have the colonists of British descent. Although they were not the first ones in America, they would ultimately have the most say in what the United States, as you know it today, would become. But within this group were many differences. The British colonies were divided into 3 geographic regions with different priorities: the New England, Middle, and Southern colonies. The New England colonies were located in the Northeast and were characterized by strict religious values, economic self-sufficiency, and a focus on education. The Middle colonies were known for their diversity, religious tolerance, and thriving trade and commerce. The Southern colonies were characterized by reliance on cash crops like tobacco and rice, a plantation-based economy, and a deeply ingrained system of slavery and servitude. People in these regions each had very different visions for America. Based on these brief descriptions, take a couple minutes to predict some goals and values that each colonial region might have. So what did you come up with? Perhaps you suggested that the Middle colonies aimed to embrace newcomers with different religions, while the South aimed to maintain slavery. More examples like these will be explored in this unit. But the colonists weren't alone. Second, British Parliament had a significant presence in America, as they were responsible for creating laws that affected the colonists who were British subjects. Third, there were competing colonial powers, such as the Spanish, which controlled Florida, and the French, which controlled much of the western border of the colonies. The British, French, and Spanish had different ways of viewing things and often clashed. Fourth, there's... Oh, wait. What's that I hear you yelling at your screen? One more time?
There were already people here!
Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. There were, for like thousands of years. Native Americans had already established thriving civilizations, as well as a variety of different visions for this land that was suddenly called America. And as you know, each of these civilizations was unique. Fifth, we have enslaved Africans. Beginning in 1619, some Europeans began the transatlantic slave trade, selling African captives to English colonists in America. Both enslaved persons and Black Americans who eventually gained freedom had ideas about what America should look like. Sixth, we have the perspective of women in the colonies. Why do we mention women separately? The European colonies, unlike some indigenous communities, were governed by men. So the perspectives of women at the time could be quite different from the perspectives of those who had the most power. So, these are 6 very different groups. And there were more. Needless to say, these perspectives meant that people's visions didn't always align. Let's review. What perspectives contributed to a vision for America? In your PDF, challenge yourself to predict some of the goals or values of each group. Now we'll organize our unit by topic and time period to focus on different aspects of the American vision. First, let's look at our topics. We'll examine visions for America's economy, political structure, and social values. An economy is the system of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services within a specific region. A political structure is the organization and framework of a government, which determines how power is distributed and how decisions are made. Social values are the beliefs, principles, and expectations that guide behavior and influence a society or group's shared attitudes and priorities. Second, we'll examine these topics in the distinct time periods: the colonial period, the revolutionary period, and the post-revolutionary period. The colonial period lasted from 1600 until 1775, when Great Britain had sovereignty, or rule, over the American colonies, and colonists were considered British subjects. Then came the Revolutionary period. What happened then?
The British are coming! The shot heard round the world. George Washington does some stuff. A bunch of soldiers freeze at Valley Forge. A German guy comes over and whips everyone into shape. George Washington does some more stuff. And voila, America.
Yeah. In case you had forgotten, there was a revolution. The Revolutionary period from 1775 to 1783 was a time when some colonists demanded a greater degree of autonomy, resulting in the American Revolution. The signing of the Treaty of Paris, which ended the American Revolution, marks the beginning of the post-revolutionary period, when the early Republic of the United States was formed. This period lasted until 1789. Let's review. What topics and time periods will we use to frame the vision for America? Let's revisit our unit essential question. How did different visions affect the development of the United States? We're going to be working on some key skills to help you answer that question. First, we'll compare and analyze different perspectives to help you understand the viewpoints that came together to create America. You'll see how visions of America were biased. Bias refers to an inclination towards a particular perspective. You'll see how skilled writers and orators like James Madison and Thomas Jefferson used persuasive language to influence perspectives in early legislation in America. Now, let's examine some course themes. First, let's review Land of Opportunity. We'll explore how Europeans sought opportunities in a new land, and how the arrival of newcomers impacted opportunities for Native Americans and other groups. Next, we'll examine compromise. America's interconnected society had diverse visions, perspectives, and needs that required compromise to reach agreements and make decisions. Later in the unit, we'll dig into majority rule and minority rights. The new government allowed citizens to elect leaders, but certain groups had economic and social advantages that translated into political power. We'll examine whether majority rule was balanced to protect minority rights. Let's review. What skills and themes will we use to help us to answer our Unit 2 essential question? Yep. It looks like your vision for summer break is turning out just as you hoped. A private yacht in the Caribbean surrounded by your friends, a PlayStation 5 with a big screen TV, a make-your-own taco station! Life is good. Oh, yeah, the school year just started. And you don't have a yacht. It looks like your vision's on hold for a bit. Better luck in 9 months. But you're just getting started on a revolutionary journey. You'll witness how competing visions for America were defended, debated, compromised on, and ultimately manifested into a new nation. Ready? Until next time, keep making history.
Hey!